Hey, what's up guys, it's Oakley and we're back in Arena. We're going to be playing on Marathon. This one is a fun map. I really like it. There's obviously two sides, the low side by the beach, which is heavily forested, and then there's high side, which it has like different kind of tiers that you can fight on. It's a little bit more tight, but it's got the nice forest at the top. So we're playing as Arminius, and so as a barbarian you usually want to fight in the forest. That means you either go top or beach side. You don't really want to go too much in the middle. And then you can see in the chat right there, I'm telling our whole team, like, whoa, we have way too many spears. And spears are good. I mean, we'll be great against cavalry, we'll be great at holding the line, but if they have heavy infantry like Roman infantry, they're going to bowl us over. So what I'm trying to tell them is that the spears should try and act like a wall, and then let the barbarian players or other, some of our melee troops just try and get around and be, be the hammers to the anvils that the spears are going to be doing. So let's see how this goes. I decide to deploy over on the left side to help push this wing. We'll see if the rest of the team does agree that this is a good plan. Sometimes you can throw out plans and it never really works out. Apparently some people are saying we have some tier 1s. So yeah, already it seems like we got a mixed bag in terms of troops. Some units in the back aren't moving, so there you go. That's just the nature of online matchmaking at this point. Not to say it isn't fun, but team strategies don't always work out too well. Anyways, I'm going to try and say, okay, let's hold this position. I think that's a fair enough distance away. If we capture the watchtower here, we'll have good vision in front of us. And then if we hold the forest right there, we have enough room to come back and swing to hold the flank. So it should be pretty good. I'm also trying to tell our guys not to push too far. Hold the center. It looks like they are actually going to follow the instructions, which is good. Right here we're taking to the woods. We got Leonidas in front of me pushing with his heavy spears right through there. Who knows what we're going to run into the woods. But that's okay. I'm pretty secure. It looks like our whole right flank has held that position, so I think that is good. It looks like it's going to be up to us to make some sort of impression. I'm trying to tell our guys to move up and secure this big gap we have in our line. Cavalry could easily exploit that. Anyways, right now I'm going to be pushing further into the woods. Okay, looks like, there we go. So we've started to run into guys, and it looks like they actually decide to execute a rapid charge against our own spears. This is the sign of a perhaps not very experienced barbarian player. Yes, you'll do pretty well in the woods, but it doesn't mean you should go ahead and execute an all-out assault like this. He just totally opened himself up to a rear attack from my own guys. So there you go. His morale is quickly going to start to collapse with the flanking strikes that I'm getting here. We're doing really well. So another thing you'll notice is when I'm charging them through here, I'm not doing it all at once. I charged in one unit, kept my general kind of out of that engagement in case there are reinforcements, and then I committed him. You don't want to commit everything straight up. If you do that, then you leave yourself open to counterattack. So always keep, some sort of way to get your guys out. So yeah, you can see right there, they have javelins shooting us in the back. So I'm going to try and scoot my units around that position. And yep. Looks like they have some tier 1 guys in the woods, a lot of these guys. So I'm going to pull out of that position. Don't want to engage necessarily just yet. They have close infantry support. I could probably beat that, but again, it's about choosing the right engagements, and that is not the right engagement to do. I'm going to pull out, try and wrap around there. I think I've done enough damage to the enemy warbands right there, so I'm going to disengage. Disengaging is always a good move. I know that we've done good damage to the enemy forces. It means our spearmen are going to win that fight, and that's what spearmen are meant for. They're supposed to hold the line, so I'm going to do, let them do just that. Now I'm going to concentrate a bit more of my forces and try and go after the enemy skirmishers. So with my force back there, I popped infiltration, so I'm not quite sure if it works. It's sometimes hard to tell, but this is a tier 1 chasing me. And so, yeah, it looks like he didn't actually even notice that, so I was able to get in the back against this tier 1 player. He thought I was reinforcements. If you don't know, what infiltration does is it makes it look like your forces are kind of the same team as the enemy. So what they'll see is if they look at your guys, it's going to be the similar colored flag as theirs. So it looks like that helped me really clean up the rear ranks of this force. Looks like some cav was looking to exploit those gaps. Thankfully we did plug that little position right through there, and we were able to force them back. With my one barbarian unit in the back, I'm going to be going to chase after the enemy artillery, which is pounding our positions. And then with my other barbarian force, I decide, I'm not going to just stand here and watch these enemy skirmishers fire away at us. I'm going to decide to do is just chase after them. And continue to pop abilities in there just to make sure combat turns in our favor. I'm starting to get a bit of friendly fire right through here. I gotta worry about that. But it looks like the enemy forces are going to start routing, so hopefully our archers don't fire anymore. And yeah, there you go. We cleaned up that engagement in the woods, so pretty solidly going in our favor there. And now I'm in the enemy back lines. I don't know if they've spotted me just yet. My reckoning is they probably have. So I'm going to try and get a little bit further, go into the marshes, and then once I'm in there, they're going to lose track of me. They could see where I was at if they had the watchtower, but they don't actually at this point. So I'm going to try and next move towards that watchtower, make sure I can secure it, keep the enemy from scouting out my infiltration unit basically. Infiltration, not literally, I'm not popping the infiltration ability, but that is kind of what I'm doing. It looks like back here we have an awesome hold from our guys, doing exactly what we told them to, so that's doing wonders. It's keeping the enemy back, it's allowing us to push through here, and we've had a very successful push. If they had, on the other hand, tried to push too aggressively on the other flank and gotten destroyed, then we would have had to fall back at this point to help defend. But because they've been a bit more conservative, it's been to our advantage. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cap the watchtower. Gets me vision. Okay, nice. I can see where their artillery pieces are. I've drawn the spearmen out of position, which is totally fine. I basically know that unit's going to die. I'm going to, give up control of the watchtower. But that's okay. I know exactly where these catapults are. They are not going to get away from me. It looks like the enemy has already captured the watchtower, so they know exactly where my guys are coming from. But, they don't have enough time. Gonna destroy those guys. And yeah, the enemy cav is nearby, but in the marshes here, I have a huge advantage against the enemy. I'll be able to kill them. I'm gonna actually send my other barbarian unit into the marshes as well, just to help win that fight. Looks like enemy barbarians are gonna try and close on me from the far woods. I'm gonna retreat back into the marshes, let them lose visibility on me. And then once they try and engage with my guys, what I'm going to do is engage with perhaps my general, or at least try and get a better fight. And I think what I decided to do at this point was, hey, I'm being chased by barbarians, but we have archer support. Why not use the archer support to shoot up the barbarians, which is always a good move. And especially if we hold the watchtower, we can see the enemy barbarians who are going to be hiding in the marsh. So holding this watchtower in the enemy's side is going to be very, very important. Looks like there's a huge blob of infantry and javelins right through there. Thinking of engaging, but they could tear me apart. I need some reinforcements. I'm going to go back and cap that watchtower. And allow the allied spears to hit those guys in the back. I could have charged with my own guys, but I was thinking better of it. I just wanted to keep my guys alive. And there you go. Now I can see those units over there in the distance. I'm gonna hold Alt and give a javelin volley attack order. And yeah, good thing I didn't send too much in the marshes, because you can see they have a lot of guys through here. And they can't see me. They don't know what's coming at them. So I'm going to get some free volleys against these guys. Look at all of them just kind of standing there. They don't have vision of me. So this is going well for me. I'm trying to whittle away these numbers, and it's one unit against potentially 4 units hiding out in these woods. And now we have archers, so this vision is being very key. We're going to chip away at these guys for free, basically. Looks like they're finally going to start to pull out of this position. I see the catapult trying to sneak on out of there, so I'm going to get a volley against them. And it looks like that's going to that's going to silence those guys. So there we go. We took over the marshland, and that's going to be, a hop and a skip away from the enemy base. So we've made good inroads into the enemy force. It looks like our base itself is starting to get pressured, but not too heavily. These guys are going to try and get some javelins. I'm going to use the tower as a little bit of defense and then force these guys back. I know they're going to retreat. That's fine. I'm just going to, again, hold Alt to shoot some early precursors at them, keep them at bay. And I don't want to chase too far. I'm going to actually try and pop momentum to get out of range, and then allow my archers to deal damage to the enemy. So always, as the barbarians, you want to keep your distance, especially when it comes to being out in the open, and then kind of lurk back into the forest whenever you can. So for instance, there's cavalry coming through here, barbarian cav, and I'm going to be, slaughtering these guys. I'm on intercept duty. I want to protect those archers from Buddha, so I'm anticipating where this cavalry is going to go. I'm going to be able to catch most of it. It's going to attempt to pull through my forces. I'm going to pop branch heads on it just to reduce their combat abilities, pop frenzy, and I'm going to effectively slaughter those 2 cavalry units. So I'm doing work in these woods, which is exactly, the artist's workshop for barbarians. This is where they get their work done. But there's lots of javelins coming in for close support. So again, I'm abusing the vision. I'm pulling out of the engagement. They would have slaughtered my guys. We're going to abuse the vision. The opponents really need to focus on getting this watchtower back. It's what's allowing us to press the advantage against them with our archers. But they don't know what's up there. All they see is volley after volley coming after them. So they don't actually have any intel to tell them that if they were to rush us, they would probably destroy our guys.
Gotcha!
So just keen, smart play. Arena's not always about charging in. It's a lot about control and vision. I mean, look how many units are milling about that we're controlling with, you know, a bunch of half-strength guys. My barbarians are going to start to get over on the flank. I want our opponents to think that we have strength in the center, and then I'm going to go around the flanks. Our archers are going to start to fire down the middle. If the opponents decide to take the bait and push through the center, I'm going to just scoot around behind the spears, get at their more vulnerable guys. We're going to get our scout ability on just to extend our vision a little bit more. We're at the extent of where our watchtower can see. I wanted to pop vision just to give us a little bit more vision for the archers we have. Continue to get a little bit more damage on. And yeah, they're starting to push out. This may get a little dangerous for us. But there is a wedge being forced between our two, between these two guys here. There is a unit getting out a little bit too far in advance. So I popped a couple javelin volleys, and now our spears are going to get engaged. The opponents don't know what they're running into. They're going to pop Wrath of Mars. They're going to pop all these abilities, but they're running into spears who have shield bash and piercing blows, which is going to be good for holding. We're going to get some nice hammer and anvils. The enemies are attacking in waves, which isn't necessarily the best, and especially if they're doing waves from the front. So I know our spearmen can hold it. I'm going to allow everything to get thrown into those spearmen from the front. And yep, there you go. Waiting for these tier 4 guys to get engaged in the fight. Wait for them to get baited in, and then boom, going to hit them from the flank. Exactly how barbarians should be utilized. Yeah, here we go. Going to line up. Frenzy charge. These Romans caught totally unawares. Yeah, those are Italian noble infantry. Kind of light infantry, so they don't suffer as badly as Roman heavy infantry would in the woods. But their morale has shattered, and now they're forced against my guys. We're going to clean house. And so it's kind of amazing how well we've done on this flank just with the vision. The enemy outnumbered us at least 2-1, but we're still somehow eating them alive. But you know, that's the strength of how an ambush works, both in real life and apparently it makes its way into the game. These are some cheap hoplites. Tier 1, so I just bowl them over. They didn't brace or anything, so I was able to knock them to the ground. And I think this engagement should go pretty well for me. I get the bonuses in the woods. As always, my guys are more heavily armored, so I can take this fight. I'm going to start to lose a little bit more of my strength and morale. I was hoping to have some more backup and support, but it's a slogging fight that I'm gonna endure. I've allowed the spearmen on, you know, for Cowboy, 10K, and 80th King. I've relied on them for long enough, so now I'm going to be taking the brunt of this assault. It seems to be going pretty well. I just shattered one force. I'm now going to focus on the second force. And here comes the rest of our army coming into position. Now we're going to try and push on base. There is still Cav in the midfield that's cleaning up our archers. That's pretty deadly. So we're going to seek refuge here in the woods, and then we get a nice surround on these remaining hoplites. Even some archers getting in on the mix just to land that morale blow. And it looks like that's going to effectively break that spearman unit's morale. That's going to be good for us. And now I'm bringing in my second barbarian unit into the woods, and we're going to try and push on the base. Going to get a frenzy charge just to clean up the last remaining guys, and they're down. They're super mobbed. Back at our base, checking the minimap. Looks like we got a couple guys still defending, so I'm not too worried about sending anything back. If there were enemy forces heading to our base, it might be prudent for us to send some archers accompanied by some spearmen to go back. But because we've started the cap before our opponents even did, I think it's safe to say, you know, pour into the enemy capture base. So yeah, always a good idea as well to be kind of kind in the chat. You can see right there, I'm just telling them, great job guys, nice hold at the base. It's not always the most fun to hold the base and camp out, but it definitely is crucial, and that's something we found out at the the Burbank live stream event. Basically, the strategy for Team America was to have one side hold and the other side attack, and it's something that I've started to work into my just free for all, or not free for all, lone wolf matches in multiplayer. I try and get the team to do that, and it's a very basic strategy, but it works wonders. So I recommend you try that out. Coordinate with your team, but also if you're playing with some buds, try and get that going. Works super well. And then once you know that you've held the enemy wave back, then you can press your defenders forward, which is exactly what you're seeing here. It looks like we had a nice defense, lots of bodies in the river, even a fair amount of fighting back at home with they did wonders with these stakes and barricades. Looked like it did a good amount of damage right there. So nice job overall for the attacking team and the defending team right through there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's definitely important to play as barbarians. Like I said, pick and choose your engagements, stick to the woods, only attack one at a time, always keep something in reserve, disengage after you get your initial volley, as long as you can. Use, I guess what I'm trying to say is use your barbarians like cavalry. Attack the enemy when you have an advantage, throw javelins, let the enemy get baited into, like I did here, into some spears. Once they're caught, then swivel around and strike at the back. Get the kills you need, disengage, and look for a new target. You just want to, you want to get in these engagements and give the advantage to your infantry in that fight. Give you the security that you're going to win that engagement, and then pull out and look for the next fight. So yeah, my warrior is doing very, very well. Again, MVP for the team right there, getting the most number of points, a lot of it due to damage, some of it due to capture, and a fair amount actually due to scouting right there. So looks like I played an important role on our team. Players on both sides not doing super well. Looks like they had 3 guys on their team, pretty low. On our team we had one guy, Iola, who wasn't really playing. So yeah, some of these battles are a little bit finicky. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope these lessons are a bit instructional. Let me know actually how your games are going, if you've been able to try the barbarians, what you find in terms of strategies that work. I'm always interested to learn more about this game. It's always evolving. The strategies are always panning out, especially with new commanders and abilities and all that. So I think Arena is going well. I'm very excited about it, and I hope you guys do enjoy these videos. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.